Hello and welcome to my rant about the Super Bowl Dannon advert, which used domestic violence to promote the campaign. Yogurt aired to hundreds of millions across the nation. A man teased a woman with his yogurt. Terrible. Obviously, he deserved what he got. Anyway, in response to being teased, he is aggressively headbutted by the female actress. Headbutted so hard and so aggressively that he literally falls off his chair in response, and as he falls his shoes fly up in the air. Hysterical, I'm sure you'll agree. Absolute comedy at its best, and so unexpected. Anyhow, she recomposes herself and she tucks into the delicious Dannon yogurt. Well deserved as well. The man slowly rises from the floor, looks meekly around, basically for permission from his superior, the woman who's just headbutted him, and slowly manages to come up. As he's about halfway to recomposing himself, she mocks another headbutt towards him, not making any contact, but sending him physically sprawling back down to the floor. One of the weird things about this advert, I thought, is there are interviews afterwards with the actor and the actress. Both of them are well aware that anyone in an intimate relationship, as is portrayed by the advert, anyone in such a relationship who headbutted the other one would actually end up being arrested. Jessica Blackmore's reaction to the question how she prepared for the role was to get in touch with her inner sexiness and feel like a powerful woman. Now, I will show you the video in a moment so you can see and hear with your own ears and eyes, not necessarily in that order, and you can hear her saying herself that. Now, I personally don't understand what other context it could possibly be taken in, other than the fact that she is hitting the man who is portraying an intimate partner in her life for the advert. I don't know, but here it is. You read it yourself.
It's just kind of getting in touch with your inner sexiness and feeling like a strong woman, and I don't know.
You may be under the impression that as domestic violence was used in the advert, some words may have been shared about the concept of getting support and help and networking and so forth, even if not in the advert itself, perhaps later on down the line. Quite often on television over this side of the pond at least, if a TV program deals with various delicate topics, there will often be a note at the end of the program saying to the effect of, if the events portrayed in this series, in this program, have affected you in some way, here is a helpline for you. Or alas, unfortunately, that is not the case. Instead, John Stamos actually declares his pride for the type of advert that he has just been in. Now, he may not have actually been talking with regards to female violence upon male victims. In fact, I dare say he probably wasn't. But the fact that it didn't even occur to him, it never even entered his head, that there are men out there who actually may live in such an environment, and certainly there are. That in itself reflects the ignorance towards male victims of domestic violence. And this advert only reinforces and supports that level of ignorance. It tells us that to ignore male victims is perfectly acceptable and even good. In fact, it's so good you can take pride in it.
I'm so impressed at the direction they took with these commercials, and again, it was like made me so proud to be part of the product.
So there you have the modern portrayal of domestic violence. Entertaining, good for you, super fun, something to be proud of, and it might make you feel sexy and like a strong woman if you're the one doing it. So there you go. Now, if you would like to make a complaint to Dannon, I shall be including the details, their contact details that is, and I'll also be putting a link onto the antimisandry.com website where we're actually discussing this at the moment, and you are welcome. In fact, you're invited to participate, whether you're male, female, men's right activist, father's right activist, even feminist, even radical feminist. You're all invited to partake in the conversation. Again, contact details for Dannon are there, and we strongly urge you to pass on your feelings about this matter. Now, as I said earlier, you will get a canned response from them. So what I would suggest you do is explain to them that you're aware they have a canned response, and you would actually like a personal response instead. On that subject, I'm now going to read out my email to them, which did exactly that. Actually, I won't read the entire thing to you. What I'll do is just read a few segments and comment on them. Obviously, you want to remain polite when you're addressing the company, because regardless of how much ill will you may feel towards the company, it is always worth retaining a respectful tone, because nobody is going to listen to someone just grunting and gnashing and all of that business. So at least start off with a dear sir or madam, and with a regards at the end. Remember to keep it factual, and also let them know that their decision to portray domestic violence in the way that they have has affected your decision on whether or not you're going to purchase their product. Part of their response, they actually say, and I quote, "Dannon wanted to entertain with a funny and playful depiction." Now, my question to them was, since when has domestic violence been funny or playful? And also, keep in mind that if the genders were reversed, it wouldn't be funny or playful. They also say the headbutt in the advert is an obviously over-the-top and unexpected move, which is fine, that's fine. But if that is the case, if it's only over the top and is only unexpected, then obviously they will have no problem whatsoever reversing the sexes in their next advertising campaign that will be aired to millions upon millions of people. So they can quite happily show it in a racist context. They can show a few white blokes headbutting a black man perhaps, or maybe they could show it in a hilarious take on a historical level. So they could perhaps show a few Nazis headbutting a Jew, and we can identify which is which by use of the star and the uniform, of course. So yeah, I mean, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Oh, absolute hilarity, that one. Next one. Now, one of the things, again, they say is it's unexpected and funny. Now, personally, I don't think that this is actually quite as unexpected as they claim it to be. In today's world, we often see men being hit by women, and it's part of some hilarious campaign. Always hilarious, always. There was one advert, for example, where a man walked by a woman and he asked her for the time. She assumed wrongly that he was about to hurt her somehow and decided to, I can't remember whether she sprayed mace in his eyes or whether she zapped him with a taser. I can't remember which. But while he's on the floor, she starts kicking the crap out of him. Funny, really funny, apparently. Don't get it myself, but there you go. I must be a very humorless person. Now, it's a fairly typical gag in adverts of today, where the man is just a complete buffoon and incapable of doing anything right without his superior wife to his side, helping him along and doing the job better than he could ever hope to do. Of course, even after she's put it right for him and fixed whatever the problem is, he can't even properly say a thank you to her. He'll walk up towards her and he'll trip over his own shadow. What a dunce. And it's so predictable. So how they can say that it is an unexpected event, I don't follow. In fact, it's standard. It's just par for course these days. So there you go. So I put to them that the predictability of the adverts, maybe it would be a good idea if they could elaborate for me in their personal reply how they claim it can be unexpected. I also asked them to elaborate on where the humour was, because I really don't see it. Now, their next line is very important, because they actually say Dannon is strongly opposed to any form of domestic violence or abuse. Any form. Don't know about you, but that looked a lot like domestic violence and abuse. I don't know. Now, my only response to that was to quote those words precisely and then put my own words afterwards, which read, which obviously explains in full why you use domestic violence and abuse in your advert aired to thousands of viewers. They also admit that it is bad business, to which I quoted them on that and explained, yes, we can agree on this much at least. They also claimed, again, another quote, that it goes against every value we stand for. Now, all I could do was repeat what I'd already said, which is that, which obviously explains in full why you use domestic violence and abuse in your advert aired to thousands of viewers. So there you have it. Now, currently, I have not had a reply from them. Are you surprised? Because I can't say that I am particularly, but we shall see.